goal, number 33, Ben Spire. Left defense, number 21, Sinclair Goyer. Right defense, number 27, Alex Sinisi. Left wing, number 15, Michael Price. Center, number 14, John O'Shea. And at right wing, number 7, Sean Grant. Now the starters for your George Mason Patriots. In goal, number 13, Tanner Roscoe. Left defense, number 55, Quinn Alley. Right defense, number 9, Pat Chapman. Left wing, number 28, Will McGrath. At center, number 11, Pat Fergus. And at right wing, number 15, Stephen Thomas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello and welcome inside the Prince William Ice Center. It's Friday Night Ice. Tonight, the George Mason Patriots play host to the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Justin Richards here on the call, and we'll give you the starting lineups for Lehigh. The forwards will be number 7, Sean Grant, number 14, John O'Shea, number 15, Michael Grice, defenseman number 21, Sinclair Goyer, number 27, Alex Senesi, and in goal, number 33, Ben Spire. For George Mason, the forwards will be Will McGrath, Pat Fergus, and Stephen Thomas. Pat Chapman and Quinn Alley are the defensemen, and Tanner Rusnak gets the nod in goal tonight. Patriots in the black jerseys tonight. As we're just about ready to get going in this one. This the second meeting of the year between these two teams. Lehigh a 7-4 win. That game played back on September 21st. Cam Smith had a hat trick and an assist. Pat Fergus had the other goal as Mason came up short that night. So we're just about ready to get this one going. It'll be Grant to take the face-off against Fergus. And the game is on. Fergus wins the faceoff. McGrath lost it, got it back. Now at center, here's Thomas to skate it over the line. Delayed offside, so it will be a free out for Lehigh. Outlet pass was intercepted by Thomas, and they will whistle it down on the delayed offside. So we get a whistle just 14 seconds into this one. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone. And same personnel will remain on the ice. And now they're calling it an intentional offside. So this faceoff will actually come back down to the Mason end, will be to the right of Tanner Rusnak. Tie up off the draw. McGrath tried to work it out, couldn't. That one will be shot in wide by Senesi. And now the Patriots to start it out. Here's Thomas, pokes that one over the blue line. Going down to get it was Goyer. Goyer now trying to settle it down, will backhand it to center where it was knocked down. There's a shot wide of the net. That one was deflected wide off the stick of Sean Grant. Alley will chase it down in the near corner. Backhands it up ahead for Thomas. To center, McGrath will shoot it in. One linesman said icing, the other waved it off. Patriots will get fresh legs on the ice as it's Buckholz, Price, and Smith up front. Senesi over the Patriots line, had it knocked off a stick. There's a shot in wide of the net as that was off the stick of Chris Dorer. Puck down low, gathered in by Robert Lapsley. He'll take it along the far wall, gets pushed to the wall by Willie. Puck out to center, a backhand pass from Hempel, misconnection with Mishkin. He has to go get it. A giveaway now. Here's Smith at the faceoff circle. A pass, a shot, and Spire was able to see that one through traffic. A nice pass from Smith to get it to Willie up at the point, but Spire able to find that one through a maze of players, and we get a whistle and a faceoff with 18:24 remaining here in the first period. And so we'd like to mention our charity game, the Green versus Gold Alumni game, coming up March 20th. That will benefit the MS Society of America. That game played here March 20th at the Prince William Ice Center, 1:40 p.m. There will be more information to follow, so be sure to follow the GMU social media channels for updates. Delayed penalty, this will be against Mason. Spire started to make his way to the bench. He looked a little confused. Now he gets off for the extra skater. Senesi out from behind the net. He got knocked down to the ice. Mock will push this one down low. That will be touched up by Noah Ehlers, and we get the game's first penalty. It'll be Cam Smith off for boarding at 2:15. So Patriots early on go to the Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Cleared all the way down off the face-off by Matt Price. Spire out to stop it. And now Goyer for Andrew Esposito. Tangora tried to knock it off of his stick. They throw it out in front. In on net, Rusnak able to make the save, and he'll cover up. A minute 38 to go on Smith's penalty, 17:23 to go in the period. And you get a look on screen at the t-shirt we're giving away tonight. A game day promotion for the fans. During the first two periods of tonight's game, you can tweet, post, or comment hashtag GMU Hockey on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Tag us in the post, be entered to win that t-shirt. You must be following our social media accounts so we can message you if you win. The winner will be announced here on the broadcast in the third period. So a minute 30 to go on Smith's penalty. Grant will take the faceoff for Lehigh, but it's won cleanly. Puck around to the point. Senesi will carry towards the middle, being watched by Thomas. Passes off for Grant, top of the faceoff circle. Pass across, went into the skate of Goyer. Somebody had the stick knocked out of their hands. That was Goyer. Tie up along the wall. Thomas trying to work it out. As he does battle with Grant, puck comes free, and Ehlers will get it all the way down. A minute to go on the boarding minor to Cam Smith. Here's Grant to skate this one over the line. Now we get a whistle and delayed offside Whistle down, face-off coming up to the neutral zone. 48 seconds to go on the Baker Donaldson penalty kill, and 16:33 remaining in the period. Contos will take the face-off. He lost it. That pass eluded Chris Dorer, and this one will be cleared in on net, glove down by Spire, and he'll leave it there for Dan McClellan. McClellan out from behind his own cage. Bihar gets it ahead for Dorer. Being watched by Scharf. Scharf will put the body on him. Puck comes free. Now they work it to the point. And that'll be cleared all the way down by Quinn Alley. 5 seconds left on the penalty to Smith. He exits the penalty box, and that's a successful Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Along the wall, that was Nelson getting tied up. Puck shot in wide of the net. Alley will pick it up off the back wall. Tried the long outlet pass that got past Smith, and that will be icing as Hempel was there just ahead of him. Face-off coming up to the Mason zone with 15:25 remaining here in the opening frame. Fergus will take the face-off against Andrew Esposito. Alley controls off the draw. Past the stick of Fergus. He's able to regather it. His pass just missed connection with Thomas. Senesi had some trouble with it, wasn't able to clear it. Here's Smith. The pass for the point for Alley. Shot in wide of the net. Karam off the boards. It's out to center, but Smith will skate it right back in over the line. A shot up high off the blocker of Spire. Big pop-up rebound. Fergus for Scharf. Couldn't handle the pass cleanly. Tried to shoot it in towards the net as that one was blocked by Kelly. Senesi trying to work it out. He couldn't. Smith gets taken down to the ice. The referee looking right at that. No penalty call. The other way, here's Esposito. He'll work it to the point. A shot tipped wide of the net. Here's O'Shea, tried to throw it into the middle. Nobody there wearing a white jersey. Thomas able to get that one to Contos. He'll send this one down to the Lehigh zone. No icing. Looked like Contos took an elbow up high there, but on they go. Contos with the steal from Senesi. A backhand pass out in front, and he couldn't get that one on the tape. A drop pass to nobody there. Now here comes Contos, breaking in over the line. Lost an edge as he tried to carry towards the middle. Puck down low. A shot in on net. They score! It's the captain, Tim Contos. Threw that one towards the net. Looked like it hit a skate and went in. It's the Patriots 1, the Mountain Hawks nothing. That goal tallied at 6:14 of the first period, and the Patriots draw first blood. Thomas at center, misconnection with Ehlers. Puck down low as Chapman. Now it's out to center off the stick of Thomas. He'll catch up to it, skates this one over the line. A pass for Fergus, who got knocked down to the ice. He's looking for a penalty call. Now McGrath had it roll past his stick. Nelson trying to work it out for Lehigh. will get this one over the line. Pass got broken up by Ehlers. Now Nelson with it, a shot stopped by Rusnak. That one hit his glove. Fergus will play this one off the wall all the way down, and that will go for icing. So a week from tonight, next Friday night, February 4th, it is senior night, as the Patriots will be taking on the midshipmen of the Naval Academy. Puck drop at 8:10 next Friday night, so be sure to come out and wish the seniors well. Fergus, pass went into the skate of Thomas. Puck popped up in the air. That'll be carried over the line by Lapsley. Ehlers couldn't come up with it. Lapsley picks it up, throws it in front, a shot, and they score! Lapsley finds Ethan Behar. He beats Tanner Rusnak to tie the game. It's 1-1. Just a minute 16 after Tim Kontos' goal, the Mountain Hawks get the equalizer. Play back on. Willie for Scharf. Nearly gave it away in front. Now there's a steal by Kelly. Pass didn't connect with anyone. Goes right to Cam Smith. He'll skate this one into the Lehigh zone. Pulls up a shot. And a stop by Spire as Smith got knocked down to the ice. Now we've got some extracurricular activity. Senesi involved there with Nick Willie after the whistle. So Kontos his sixth. That goal was unassisted at 6:14. Behar his third from Lapsley, and Dorer at 7:30. The equalizer. Price a shot in towards the net, sticked aside by Spire. A hit administered nowhere near the puck. That's going to be an interference penalty. Then we have a little extra as Willie put a bump on, but it looks like the only penalty will be to Senesi for a high stick. So Patriots will go to the Glory Days Grill power play. Senesi for high sticking at 8:07. Did you get a look on your screen? That's some of the gear you can find at the George Mason Hockey Team store. Go to gmuicehockey.com. There you can find hats, jerseys, sticks, and more. So the start of the Glory Days Grill power play, a shot by Smith, a pad save. Alley over to the line to hold it in. Will throw it down low, and this one will be cleared the length of the ice. Will be picked up by Stephen Thomas. He had 2 goals in the Patriots 6-1 win Sunday night, the 23rd at Towson. Smith gets knocked down to the ice as he tried to stick handle through traffic. This will be cleared out to center where it's gathered in by Alley. Alley for Thomas. He'll shoot it in wide of the net. Big hop off the boards. Willie on it. Smith tried to work it down low. Second effort, he's able to do so. Here's Price. Along the wall, he'll pass to the line for Alley. Aerial pass there. Willie at the faceoff circle. A shot and a blocker save by Spire. Thomas for Price. Down low, Willie tries to throw it out in front, and the puck got knocked away from Price. Lehigh will get fresh penalty killers on the ice. 35 seconds to go on the Glory Days Grill power play for the Patriots. Alley carries over the line. Will curl up along the far wall. Still looking for a passing lane now. He'll leave it there for Thomas. Had it stolen off of his stick by Nelson. 3-on-1 for Lehigh if they hurry. Nelson, a shot stopped by Rusnak. A big save there. 13 seconds left on the high sticking minor to Alex Senesi. Puck to the corner off the draw. Chapman skates this one over the Lehigh line. Now he'll dump it in. Barrett got ridden into the boards behind the net. Senesi out of the box. The Mountain Hawks back to full and even strength. Offside as it was Lapsley who got caught over the line. Face off. See, it looks like it will come down to the Lehigh end, will be to the right of goaltender Ben Spire. Spire from Herndon gets the start here tonight. Tie up off the draw. Contos will go to the point. Ehlers, a shot through traffic, knocked down in front, and where is it? Puck comes to the corner. We have a penalty coming up. So the net got jarred off the mooring. Dan McClellan goes to the box for Lehigh. So the Patriots go right back to the Glory Days Grill power play. Price up front with Smith and Willie. And it's Alley and Thomas on the back end. So it's McClellan for interference. Price had it knocked off of his stick. Alley will retrieve in his own end to center off the blade of Smith, and it'll be cleared all the way down by Sinclair Goyer. Rusnak out to stop it for Alley. Smith to center off the skate of Price. Goes to the side of the net. Somebody blew a tire down there. That was Senesi. Smith for Thomas. Returns it to Smith at the point. Will get it back to Thomas. Willie, a pass across. That one hit Goyer, and it'll be cleared all the way down by Sean Grant. That one was cleared down on net, so Rusnak had to make a stop. Alley has it with 50 seconds to go on the power play. Over the line, here's Contos. Goes back to the point for McGrath. Pass misconnection with Smith. He regathers it off the boards. Smith at the faceoff circle. Tried to throw it towards the net. It was blocked. McGrath. A pass for Fergus. Returns it to McGrath. Threw it out in front, and a stop there by Spire. It'll be cleared to the line, not out. Kept in by Chapman. McGrath for Contos. Returns it to McGrath. Back down low, Contos. He'll continue to play catch with McGrath. Had it roll off of his stick. This one skated over the line by Grice. Arister, that one hit the mask of Rusnak. McClellan out of the box. The Mountain Hawks back to full and even strength. Fergus. That one was off the stick of Tangora. Smith over the line. Took a bump and couldn't skate through with the puck. Mock works this one ahead for Esposito. Carries over the Mason line. Had it roll off of his stick. Puck at the side of the net. Fergus to rescue it. Ahead for Colladin, had it roll off of his stick. Mock will leave it at center for Esposito. Alley up the wall, couldn't connect with Colladin. Shot in towards the corner. Esposito had it poked off his stick by Chapman. Chapman off the wall to the point. Senesi holds it in. Shot in towards the net was blocked by Chapman. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Chapman over the line. We'll leave it there for Colladin. Had his stick lifted. A backhand shot in on Spire. Save. That was off the stick of Price. Alley will shoot this one in. Goes around to the far wall. Buchholz trying to keep it in. Price, a nice job to keep it in, at least for the moment. Senesi with it, the Lehigh captain. Past the stick of Esposito, and that will not be icing. Alley couldn't settle it down. Now here's Scharf. As that one got past Thomas, this one will go all the way down for icing. Face-off coming up to the Mason zone with 5:43 left on the clock here in the first period. That one in on net, covered by Rusnak. .539 left on the clock. Here in the opening frame, it'll be Behar to take the face-off against Fergus. Behar wins it. Shot deflected wide of the net off the stick of Mishkin. They throw it out in front, nobody there wearing a white jersey. Thomas to skate it the other way for the Patriots. At the face-off circle, shot deflected wide of the net. McClellan ahead. Had it taken for the moment by Thomas. Behar, the goal scorer, gets this one over the line. A shot blocked. Another shot blocked as that one went into the shin pad of Fergus. Puck went past McGrath. We have a penalty coming up to Mason as Fergus knocked Behar down to the ice. So Fergus will be going off. Spire to the bench for the extra skater. Puck to the point. McClellan, a shot, will get the glass. O'Shea picks it up off the wall. He'll skate this one out to center as the Mountain Hawks regroup. Over the line, Buonocore. Off the wall for Michigan. Weak shot in on that, steered aside by Rusnak. Nelson picks it up on the far wall. Goes to the point, a shot blocked. And that is possession. Will get the penalty assessed at 15:42. Fergus off for cross-checking. Patriots go to the Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Price to take the face-off. He wins it. Alley off the window, not out. Here's Grant. Has it behind the net, looking for a passing lane. Was blocked by Alley. Grant along the far wall. To the face-off circle for Goyer. Up on top for Grant. Goyer with it again. Grice will go to the point for Senesi. Sean Grant with a shot, stopped by Rusnak, rebound. Cleared over the glass by Alley. Face-off will stay in the Mason zone, 1:19 to go on the cross-checking minor to Pat Fergus. 3:37 remaining in the first period. Off the draw, Dorer. For Lapsley. Tried to go to the point to Hempel. Puck eluded him. He has to backtrack all the way to his own end, and he gave it away. A shot up high, stopped by Spire. Jude Buchholz with a shorthanded chance. He gets tied up along the corner, and this one will be skated away by Behar. Over the line, Dorer will try to get to it, but Ehlers was there first. Behar had a chance in front, couldn't settle the puck down. This one shot in wide as Lehigh was able to keep it in. Now it will be cleared all the way down. Spire out of his net to stop it. A pass ahead for Schick. Eluded most of a hit from Tangora. Hempel to the red line to shoot it in. 20 seconds to go on the penalty. This one cleared out to center. Michigan now will gather it in his own end. 2.5 to play here in the first period. Esposito gets knocked down to the ice by Thomas. Senesi over the line, fanned on his shot attempt. Fergus out of the box. We're back to full and even strength. Contos to skate this one out. Over the line with Thomas. Pass hit a skate. Contos along the far wall. Tried to work it down low to Ali. Esposito trying to work it out past Willie. Here's Ali, a wrister, stick save by Spire. Schick able to get it out over the line. It'll be shot right back in by Smith. Patriots have to tag up on the delayed offside. Senesi away from Contos. Puck misconnection with Schick. That one down and no icing. Scharf. Pass hit the skate of Contos. Smith in there trying to come up with it. Threw it out in front. Nobody there for Mason. Puck it to center. Scharf for Chapman. McGrath will shovel it over the line. Michigan off the back wall. Got it to Goyer. Chapman to retrieve in his own end. Being watched there by Buonocore. Puck at center. Price tried to get it around his man. Was not able to. Now here's Michigan. Off the wall, Nelson. Nice pass there as he took a big hit from Chapman. Fanning on a shot attempt. And now we get a whistle. And Nelson took that big hit along the wall. And he is in some discomfort. .7 remaining on the clock here in the first period. So with the injury timeout, we'll step aside here as well. Late in the first period, Patriots and Mountain Hawks tied at 1. ready to resume play after the injury. Jordan Nelson took a big hit along the wall by Pat Chapman and was clearly in some discomfort, was helped off the ice. Certainly hope that Jordan will be okay. So it'll be Sean Grant to take the neutral zone faceoff against Matt Price. The Lehigh bench wanted a penalty call. There was none on the play. And so we resume play with 46.7 left. Willie will send that one all the way down, and that'll be icing. Grant and Price to take the faceoff once again. 40.2 left off the clock. Price goes back to the point, shot wide of the net. Grant trying to throw it out in front, and that one's cleared away from Rusnak's crease. Senesi. Grant trying to work it past Willie. Puck down low. Tried the drop pass, and Smith there to take it. He gets hauled down to the ice, and no penalty. Puck flipped down to the Mason zone. That'll be gathered in by Ehlers. 2 seconds to go. He plays it off the boards down to the Lehigh zone, and that is how the first period ends. We've played 20 minutes. We're tied at a goal apiece. We'll take a break and rejoin you for the start of the second period. You're watching George Mason Patriots hockey. teams back on the ice. We're ready to start the second period. We're tied at a goal apiece. It was Tim Contos, his sixth, 6:14 into the first period to get the Patriots ahead, but then just a minute, 16 seconds later, it was Ethan Behar finding the back of the net for Lehigh. Back underway here in the second period as Buchholz blocks that centering pass. Puck to the point. Grice trying to work it down low. Price tried to knock it away from him. Now here's Grant, and what a save by Rusnak. Puck still loose at the side of the net. Rusnak slid across, got the pad down, and kept that one out. My goodness. Save of the night so far. As this game remains tied at 1. Wholesale change for the Patriots after that whistle. Contos, the captain, to take the face-off. He wins it from Grant. Ehlers will play it off the wall for McGrath, past his blade. Gathered in by Goyer. Pass doesn't connect with Grant. Ehlers, a pass for Willie off of his blade. McGrath, nice backhand pass ahead for Contos. He skates it in, a shot. He scores! The captain with his second of the game took the pass from McGrath, streaked into the zone, and beat Spire blocker side. It's 2-1 Patriots. Ehlers off the back wall. McGrath blocked that pass, ends up going in on net. Spire will cover it. Face-off will be to the left of Ben Spire. Price will take the face-off. He's up front with Buchholz and Tangora. Price wins the face-off. Willie, sharp angle shot, will miss. Ehlers tipped off the stick of Willie to the corner. Mountain Hawks trying to work it out. Dorer ahead. Price gets back to take the puck from him. Trying to work it up the wall. It's held in. A shot tipped over top of the net as Hempel had the original shot from the point. Puck to the line, not out, as that one eluded the stick of Chris Dorer. Ehlers behind the cage. Pass went into the skates of Matt Price. He will then throw it in from the red line. Spire out behind the net, plays it around to the near wall. That one thrown in wide. Scharf to the corner off the stick of Colliden. Mishkin for Hempel. Tried to return it, they missed connection. Contos just off the bench, sends it down low. Behar got there ahead, and now the Hawks trying to work it out. They get it out to center. Kelly over the line. A wrister wide of the net off the stick of Mock. Contos trying to poke it out of the corner. Esposito down behind the net. Mock plays it off the wall. Hempel, a shot. Hits someone in front. Scharf there to rescue it. Lost it. Now here's a shot stopped by Rusnak. A rebound and another save by Rusnak, and he'll cover it up. Wholesale changes for both teams after the whistle. Couple big stops there by Rusnak to keep his team on top. Centering pass got blocked by Price, gets it ahead to Thomas. Thomas over the line for McGrath. tried to backhand it to Price. They miss connection. Price down low past the stick of McGrath, as this one will be worked out by Schick. To the line, Chapman able to keep it in. Senesi, now Blonacore at center. Ahead for Schick over the Mason line. Curls away from Ehlers. A giveaway, Ehlers for Thomas out to center. Past Goyer, this one all the way down. Hit the blade of Goyer's stick, so no icing. Goyer. Puck knocked down at center by Chapman. He'll shoot it in, allows the Patriots to get fresh legs on the ice. Over the line, O'Shea at the faceoff circle. Rister, pad save by Rusnak. A shot from the point got deflected, and a big hit put on there. As slow to get up was Goyer. Willie for Contos, the captain with both Mason goals to this point. Pass was stolen. Streaking over the line, here's O'Shea. Had it knocked off his stick by Scharf, but not out. McClellan behind the net, tried to throw it out in front as it hit the skate of Willie. Scharf ahead past Barrett off the stick of Tangora at center, pops up in the air, glove down by Scharf. He shoots in wide of the net. Partial change for the Patriots. Brandt had it knocked off his stick by Thomas. Now here's McGrath. 3-on-1 over the line. McGrath for Thomas. He scores! A 3-on-1 over the line. A perfect pass from McGrath to Thomas. And the Patriots are up by a pair. It's 3-1. Thomas's third goal in his last 2 games. Smith takes a bump as he works it over the line to the corner. Over the line, Dorer will throw it in past the blade of Alley. Buckholz to the point, not out. Chapman, long pass ahead off the boards for Smith. Had Price streaking towards the net, but that pass got broken up by Goyer. Buckholz throws it to center. Knocked away from Price. Chapman in his own end. Off the wall, pass got past Buckholz. This one sent down, and that will be whistled down on the icing. So you see the George Mason Ice Hockey t-shirt shown on your screen. Our game day promotion tonight during the first 2 periods of tonight's game. Tweet, post, or comment with hashtag GMU Hockey on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Tag us in the post, and you're entered to win a free Mason Hockey shirt. Must be following us on social media so we can message you if you win. The winner will be announced on the broadcast here in the 3rd period. Play back on, shot wide of the net. Contos to get it on the near wall. Goes to the point for Willie. Rister tipped on net, puck loose. And that will be cleared out of harm's way. Puck to the line, and that one gets past Willie. Dorer. Pass across got broken up by Ehlers. Willie to center. Off the stick of Hempel. He'll gather it in and dump it back in. Willie, aerial pass past Tangora, and that will be icing. Face-off will be to the right of Tanner Rusnak. Contos will take this one against Esposito. Esposito wins it. Shot off the stick of Mock just over top of the bar. Mishkin to send that one down low. Past the blade of Contos as he put a bump on Esposito. Ehlers tried to play it off the glass. That one goes out of play. Face-off will remain in the Mason zone with 13:14 left on the clock here in the second period. Esposito wins the faceoff. Hempel for Mock. He'll play it back up the wall for Hempel. Returns it down low to Mock. Hempel will go get it in the corner. Fan on his pass attempt. Now it's behind the net for Grant. Pass into the shin pad of Ehlers. Centering past Mock. Tried to tip it on net. It was blocked. Puck past the blade of Christian Barrett, wearing number 12 tonight as the Patriots are in their black jerseys on home ice. Alley will go get this one in his own end. 12.5 to play in the second period. Patriots with a 3-1 lead. 2 goals for Tim Contos and 1 for Stephen Thomas. Icing as Goyer got there just ahead of Cam Smith. This face-off back down to the Patriots end will be to the left of goaltender Tanner Rusnak. He's made a handful of big saves here in the second period. Off the face-off, Buckholz to skate it to center. Over the Lehigh line. Shot in on net, steered aside by Spire. Puck out to center. Alley goes to get it in his own end, being bothered there by Grice. Grice in on the forecheck. Matt Price there to rescue it. Starts it the other way for the Patriots. Price over the line, tried to stick handle through a couple defenders, not able to. Grice over the line, O'Shea. Shot blocked, took a bump from Alley, trying to work the puck up the wall. Scharf behind the net. Off the wall for Alley. The alternate captain to center. That one skipped past the blade of Smith. No icing though. Senesi for Augustine. He'll catch up to it at center. A backhand pass. Wonacor shoots that one over top of the cage. Ehlers trying to work it out. Lost control. Wonacor to the point for Hempel. Sends it down low. Wonacor shot deflected. Thomas for Smith. Skates in 1-on-3. A shot blocked by Hempel. That'll go over the glass and out of play with 11:03 to go here in the second period. And so to be sure to visit the Mason team store at the team's website, gmuicehockey.com. Hats, sticks, beanies, jerseys, t-shirts, and more. Everything you need to rep the green and gold. Play back on. Augustine giving chase. Chapman got there ahead of him, but then blew a tire. Augustine tried to throw it out in front, hit a skate. Puck deflected over top of the cage. Ehlers up the wall for McGrath. A nice pass to center for Thomas. Over for McGrath. A wrister and a stop by Spire. McGrath with a real good look there. Of course, he and Thomas were teammates with the Potomac Patriots juniors. McGrath on the back check now. Shot from the faceoff circle, sticked aside by Rusnak. McClellan gathers it in off the wall. Tried to spin away from McGrath, puck out to center. Hawks have to recoil. Now we get a whistle and a penalty. Will McGrath goes off for hooking at 9:49. Patriots to the Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Tangora to take the face-off, tie up off the draw.
The Patriots go on the Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Patriots penalty. Number 28,
Senesi plays it off the wall. Lapsley, he's got a helper on the lone Lehigh goal. Lapsley, a pass. As Lapsley then tried to backhand it into the middle, was blocked by Alley, and that'll be cleared all the way down. Goyer to gather it in behind his own net. Senesi took a bump along the wall from Buckholz. Goyer over the line. Behar, he's got the lone Mountain Hawk goal. Goyer a shot, and Rusnak out at the top of the crease. Gathers that one in. A little bit of chirping after the whistle between Willie and Behar. A minute 10 to go on the penalty, 9:21 to go in the second period. Patriots enjoying a 3-1 lead as they look for their first win of the season on home ice. Price will take the face-off against Esposito. Esposito wins it. To the point for Goyer. Grant plays it to the corner for Mock. On the half wall for Grant. Mock goes to the point for Goyer. Returns it to Mock at the faceoff circle. Shot stopped by Rusnak, and he will not yield a rebound. .51 seconds to go on the Baker Donaldson penalty kill. 9:02 remaining in the second period. Mountain Hawks win the faceoff. Shot blocked. Chapman will wrist this one all the way down the ice. Spire out of his net to leave it. Now we get a whistle and a penalty coming up to Lehigh. It's Andrew Esposito going off for holding at 11:10. So that negates the final 39 seconds of power play time for Lehigh. Will skate 4-on-4 for 39 seconds, and then it will be the Patriots to the Glory Days Grill power play. Willie down low for Smith. Centering pass, misconnection with Chapman, and this one will be skated out by McClellan. Gets to the red line and throws it in. Ehlers backhands it to the line, not out. Goyer shot it in as that one hit O'Shea. Battle on along the wall. Smith to skate this one out. Patriots now to the Glory Days Grill power play. Smith with some speed over the line. A backhand shot, and that one just missed. Gets it to McGrath. Had it roll off of his blade. Breaking the other way, here's Grant. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Grant, a shot stopped by Rusnak. Still a minute 3 to go on the holding penalty to Andrew Esposito. 7:53 to go in the second period. The home team on top by a pair. Patriots win the draw. Alley to start it out from behind the cage. Thomas off the blade of Price. He caught up to it, pokes it down low. Around the wall, and Smith was able to hold in for the moment. It was knocked off his stick then by Mock as Rusnak out of his net to play it for Alley. Thomas Over the line, Price lost control. Penalty coming up as Smith took Grant down. Cam Smith, the senior, off for tripping at 12:43. That wipes away the final 27 seconds of power play time for the Patriots. Off the face-off. Behar to the corner. Fergus tried to come free with it. Behar goes back to the point. A shot sticked aside by Rusnak. Puck to the Lehigh end. Schick off the wall for Behar. Over the line, Dorer. Shot blocked. Tie up in the corner. Coming free with it is Thomas. He'll skate it over the Lehigh line. Lehigh now on the power play for another minute 15. The Patriots go to the Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Chapman to shoot it down to the Lehigh end. Under 6.5 to play in the second period. Hempel to center. O'Shea now over the Patriots blue line. Fan on his shot attempt goes and gets it behind the net. Alley trying to knock it off of his blade. Does so and is able to clear the length of the ice. A solid penalty kill play there from Quinn Alley. Hempel behind his own net. 37 seconds to go on the tripping minor to Cam Smith. Ethan Hempel lost control of the puck. A long outlet pass. Here's Kontos in, and a big stop there by Spire. Kontos with a short-handed break was looking for the hat trick, but Spire shuts the door. Willie off the stick of Price and all the way down. Smith out of the box. It's a successful Baker Donaldson penalty kill. Ehlers across for Willie. A backhand pass was stolen by Grant. Price over the Lehigh line. Senesi shovels it around the wall. Tried to get it to Mock. A tie up in the corner. Tangora. Centering pass got blocked by Senesi, and he'll play this one down to the Patriot zone with under 5 to play. Willie for Ehlers. Returns it to Willie. Pass got deflected at center as he's trying to get it to Colladin. Had it knocked off of his stick by Mock. Senesi to the line, and that one now will just get out. Willie went into the skate of Fergus. He goes back to the corner to try to get it. Puck will get out to center. It's gathered in by Senesi, the Lehigh captain. He carries over the line. Rister off the stick of Rusnak. Then it hit the crossbar, and then it gets cleared out of the crease. Wow. Shot hit a skate. Mock behind the net. Will go to the point for Schick. Looking for a tip in front. Got played to the glass. Fergus will send this one down. No icing. Goyer will gather it in. Wholesale change for the Patriots. 3.5 to play here in the second period. Schick will backhand it in from center. Picked up off the wall by Scharf. Off the wall for Alley. Plays it right back to Scharf. Puck to center for Cam Smith. Over 200 career goals for Mason. Carries in behind the net. Wrap around. He scores! Cam Smith on the wraparound beats Ben Shire The Patriots are up by 3. It's 4-1. That'll be Smith's 22nd of the year. Off the face-off. McClellan to center. It's taken by Matt Price. Dishes off for Smith. Winds up a shot off the leg of Hempel. Scharf will scoop it down low. So Lucas Scharf, the lone assist on the goal by Cam Smith. McClellan trying to work it out. Can't. Smith out of the corner. Tried to shovel it out in front to Alley. Passed his blade out to center. Gathered in by Fergus with under 2.5 to play. Scharf dumps it into the corner. Smith shot out of Kennan trying to go get it. Got taken to the boards. Puck cleared down to the Patriot zone. Gathered in by Pat Fergus. Here's Alley. Not able to clear the zone as that'll be shot back in by Kelly. Alley to go get it behind the net. Had it knocked off his stick by O'Shea. Alley out of the corner off the back wall for Scharf. Around the boards for Stephen Thomas. Smith over the line. Wrister deflected wide of the net by Goyer. Ehlers down low, couldn't come up with the puck. McGrath able to keep it in. Popped up in the air. Thomas tried to use the body position to keep the play alive, but it skated the other way. Sean Grant over the Patriots line. Pass intercepted by Stephen Thomas. Contos over the line. Wrister in on net, stick to side. McGrath on the rebound. It's loose, a shot. They score! It's a hat trick for the captain. Contos is third of the game. The Patriots lead 5-1. Here's Chapman. A wrister will get deflected into the ceiling. We have exactly a minute to play in a second period that has seen the Patriots put 4 up on the board. Contos to take the draw. A shot from the point. Willie was blocked by Senesi. Over the line, pass misconnection. Behar a backhand off the stick of Rusnak. Puck loose in the slot. Poked ahead now. Contos to skate it the other way. In one-on-one against Goyer. And we had a penalty called behind the play. McGrath and Thomas, the assists on the third goal by Tim Contos. Meanwhile, we have Christian Barrett in the box for the Patriots. Chris Dorer in the sin bin for Lehigh. So face-off will be at center. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Off the draw, Smith. Skates it over the line. Leaves it there for Willie. A shot wide of the net. Willie tries to stuff it in at the side of the net. Spire shut the door. Now we get a fracas after the whistle behind the net. So it looks like Mason Schick being escorted to the penalty box. And heading to the box for the Patriots is Nick Willie, also Stephen Thomas. So we have, it looks like 2 players from each side going to the box. So it was Schick in there. Trying to see who else is in there. Ryan Mock also off, so we'll have to wait and see what exactly is called here. We have 23.2 left on the clock here in the second period. Three players in each team's penalty box. So it was originally Dorer and Barrett were in there. Let's see, it was Dorer called for roughing, Barrett called for checking from behind at 19:26. So I have to wait and see what penalties are assessed here. Off the face-off. It'll be skated over the line by Smith. Alley stretched out to stay onside, but it was knocked off the blade of Smith. Now Chapman has it in his own end. 10 seconds to go. Over the line, Price. Cross-ice pass, Smith. A wrister. Blocker save by Spire. Chapman picks up the rebound. Fans on a shot attempt. Puck knocked out to center, and that is how the second period ends. The middle frame was a very productive one for the Patriots. They found the back of the net 4 times, and they lead 5-1 after 40 minutes. We'll take a break and rejoin you for the start of the third period. You're watching George Mason Patriots hockey. Teams back on the ice. We're ready to start the third period. A minute 25 of carryover 4-on-4 play. 3 players are in the box for each team. Justin Richards here on the call. Friday Night Ice. The Patriots enjoying a 5-1 lead over the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Patriots trying to get their first home win of the season. Looking for a solid 20 minutes here in the third to close out what would be a very good victory. We're back underway. A pass across, misconnection there with Grice. Tangora for Contos. He's got the hat trick tonight. Shot blocked by Senesi. Now here's Grice. Over the line, a shot wide of the net. Senesi trying to hold it in. Puck to the corner for Grice. Off of Scharf and into the net. He just threw it in front. It hit Lucas Scharf. Ends up past Tanner Rusnak in the net. And it's 5-2 Patriots. So Michael Grice with the goal 30 seconds into the third period. Chapman to track it down behind the net. Smith trying to work it free out of the corner. Chapman lost it. Shot by Grant. A pad save by Rusnak. Ehlers floats it to center. Knocked down there by Hempel. Over the line, Chapman gathers it in the corner. Gets shoved down to the ice by Mock. Puck thrown out in front. Arister will get the glass. Esposito to throw it down low. Chapman to go get it in the near corner. 10 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Chapman off the wall. McGrath takes a bump from Esposito. Hempel over the line, had his shot blocked, took a bump along the wall. Esposito couldn't catch up to it off the wall. Chapman plays it past him. Cam Smith over the Lehigh line, a shot blocked. Hempel with the block there. Down low, Smith trying to come up with it, but it was knocked away by McClellan. Tangora couldn't come up with it in the corner. Puck to center. Taken by Pat Fergus. He'll backtrack for Alley. Tangora will tip it in. McClellan off the back wall for Senesi. Behar up ahead for Dorer. Arister into the glove of Rusnak, and he's going to hang on to it. So Mock and Schick exit the penalty box for Lehigh. So everyone out of the box now for both teams. 5-on-5 play with 17:50 left in the third period. Off the face-off, a shot off the stick of Lapsley, blocked. Fergus to skate it into the offensive zone. A sharp angle shot, a stop by Spire, and he'll hold on to it. Off the face-off. Puck back to the point. Willie, a shot blocked by Senesi. Lapsley to skate it into the Patriot zone. A shot blockered aside by Rusnak. Picked up off the wall by Stephen Thomas. Floats it ahead for Pat Fergus. Knocked away from him. Lapsley at center. Here's Dorer. He'll dump it in from the neutral zone, picked up by Ehlers. Pass misconnection with Fergus. Center off the skate, and now skating over the line is Grice. A shot saved by Rusnak. Rebound cleared out of harm's way. This will go all the way down to the Lehigh end. will be picked up by Mason Schick. Off the wall and just out to center. Price tried to gather it in. He couldn't. Grice ahead for Kelly. A shot deflected wide of the net. Kelly will pick it up off the wall. Goes down low with it. Grice. A pass for O'Shea. They go back to the point. Mishkin will shoot it down low. Scharf with a bump on Kelly behind the net. And Matt Price comes free with it. Price over the line. Arister stopped by Spire. Juggled it, and then he'll cover it up with 16:12 to go in the third period. So the George Mason alumni game, the charity game benefiting the MS Society of America, coming up on Sunday, March 20th, 1:40 p.m. here at the Prince William Ice Center. There will be more information to follow, so be sure to follow all of our social media channels for updates. Play back on. Chapman, Arister tipped on net save. Rebound put just wide by Tangora. Poked ahead by Hempel. Shot down to the Patriot zone. It'll be gathered in by Esposito in the corner. Tries to work it free out of the skates of Ehlers. Tangora backhands it off the wall to center. Barrett ahead past Willie. This one gets out to center. Patriots have to tag up on the delayed offside. Esposito. Pass went behind Grant. Chapman tried to get to the corner, lost it to Grant. A shot, and they score! A turnover. Ryan Mock with a bar down snipe. That one in and out of the net very quickly. The Mountain Hawks within 2. It's 5-3. So a defensive zone turnover leads to the goal for Lehigh as the Mountain Hawks inch closer. Puck to the Lehigh zone, and it's gathered in by Goyer. A giveaway went off the blade of McGrath. McGrath with a couple helpers tonight.
By number 7, Sean Grant, and number 18, Andrew Esposito. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 36 seconds. Lehigh goal scored by number 19, Ryan Mock, assisted by number 7, Sean Grant.
Senesi to skate this one to center for Lehigh. Into the Patriot zone, a shot blocked by Scharf. Puck goes to the back wall. Around the boards, Will McGrath. Couldn't backhand it through the skates of Sam Augustine. Fergus ahead for Smith, turns on the Jets. Backhand, forehand, stopped, and then they score! Smith took it to the net. Stephen Thomas leading the celebration over to the bench, so I thought Smith got it, but it may have been Thomas. We'll have to wait for the official announcement. Regardless of who put it in, the Patriots go back on top by 3. It's 6-3. That goal scored just 55 seconds after the goal by Ryan Mock had gotten the Mountain Hawks to within 2. Alley across for Chapman. Off the wall. And it'll be dumped in by Buckholtz from center. Spire out to stop it. So Thomas credited with the goal, his second of the game, 4th of the season. Smith and Fergus will get assists. Buckholtz tried to work it out, couldn't. Alley, pass went behind Buckholz. This will go all the way down for icing. 13:49 remaining in the third period. And so be sure to go to the Mason Hockey website, gmuicehockey.com, visit the team store. You can get hats, beanies, jerseys, and more. Everything you need to rep the green and gold. Off the draw, puck sticked aside by Rusnak. Off the glass, down to the Lehigh zone, gathered in by Senesi. Clearing attempt hits Smith, goes in behind the net. It's picked up by Goyer. Around the boards, Price trying to keep it alive. Shot in towards the net, it hit the skates of Goyer. Smith settles it down, a shot, and that one wouldn't go. Boy, Smith's been flying tonight. Puck down to the Patriot zone. Rusnak out of his net, gets it to Alley. At center, it's taken in by Kelly. Lehigh can't maintain possession. Smith over the line, carrying towards the middle. Wrister blocked by Goyer. Kelly trying to work it out. Smith steals it from him in the neutral zone. Smith in past Senesi, gets taken down to the ice, and he draws a penalty. It'll be a hooking call as the Patriots will go to the Glory Days Grill power play. Alex Senesi off for hooking at 7:08. Contos to take the face off, lost it, and it's cleared all the way down the ice by Ethan Hempel.
Lehigh penalty number 27, Alex Senesi, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 8 seconds. Lehigh penalty number 27.
Fergus will dump it in cross corner, skips off the boards, poked ahead, past the blade of Buckholz, now breaking in shorthanded. Grant, a shot off the glove of Rusnak, and goes to the near corner. Puck behind the net, Pat Chapman. Fergus, McGrath over the line. Couple assists tonight for Will McGrath. Fergus's pass attempt blocked, and this one will be cleared all the way down. A minute to go on the Mason power play. Long outlet pass for Fergus. Puck shot around the wall, Smith to hold in. Tipped in on net by Willie, and now to be cleared all the way down. Rusnak sets it up for Alley behind the net. Over the line, Willie lost possession. Thomas there to rescue it, but goes right into the skates of Goyer, who clears down to the Patriot zone. Alley had it knocked off his stick. And now here's Smith with it, a shot and a blocker save by Spire as that one goes over the glass into the protective netting with 11:03 to go in the third period and 11 seconds to go on the Glory Days Grill power play. Behar to take the face off against Price. Smith's shot blocked off the draw. Willie tried to throw it towards the net. It was cut off by Hempel and cleared all the way down the ice. Senesi out of the box. We're back to full and even strength. Puck past Willie. Smith's pass stolen. A shot in on net. Flutters into the glove of Rusnak, and he's going to hold on to it with 10:35 left to play in the third. And so the winner of tonight's t-shirt giveaway, Peyton Marshall, Twitter name PMarshall57. Congratulations, you have won tonight's giveaway of the George Mason Ice Hockey t-shirt. We will contact you with details on how to get the shirt. Shot in wide of the net. Behar couldn't get the pass through to Dorer. Now Buckholtz to skate it the other way. Broken stick on the ice at center. Tangora had it knocked off of his blade. Hempel now to skate this one into the Patriot zone. Shot in on net. Stopped by Rusnak. Chapman. Behind the net, Ehlers. In his own end is Mason Schick. Plays it off the wall to center. Ehlers over the line for Buckholtz. Returns it to Ehlers. Couldn't settle it down. Kontos had it bounce off of his blade, and now it's out to center. Tangora backtracks for Chapman. Over the line, Kontos, a shot. Just missed on the stick side. He's looking for his fourth of the game. Esposito had it roll off of his blade to the corner. Goes down low for Grant. Senesi had it knocked off of his stick. Puck to center. Back over the line, Mock. Taken away by Fergus. Couldn't get it past Goyer. And now over the line, here's Grant. Drops it off for Mock. Mock knocked down to the ice by Willie. Puck off the wall for McGrath. Scharf to chase it down at center, but Michigan got there first. Puck over the line. It's gathered in by Willie. Fergus shot in wide of the net. Under 9 to play in the third period. Rice. Now here's Kelly. Pass attempt deflected. Willie ahead for Smith. Smith a shot. Stopped by Spire, and then it goes over the glass with 8:26 to play here in the third.
For the Patriots team autograph stick. The winning number is 861321861. 8613221. If that's your team, congratulations. You can claim your prize at the
Face-off will be to the left of Lehigh goaltender Ben Spire. Price spins around, shoots it towards the net. Stopped by Spire. Smith along the near wall trying to come up with it. Puck out to center, gathered in by Alley. Shoots it in on net, stopped by Spire. It was rescued by McClellan. And now the other way, here's O'Shea. A shot just missed glove side. O'Shea behind the net, throws it out in front. A backhand shot by Grice, stopped by Rusnak. He dives out and covers it up. And then after the play, Alex Kelly took a shot at one of the Patriots. Didn't see who it was that he was going after. Kelly to the box for Lehigh. Christian Barrett for the Patriots. .751 remaining in the third period. Home team on top by 3, looking to get their first home victory of the season. The Patriots will be right back in action tomorrow afternoon at 1:40 against Duquesne University. And we'll have the game live streamed here for you on Facebook.
Lehigh penalty number 9, Alex Kelly. Patriots
Spire
penalty number 12,
for Michigan.
Christian Barrett, 2 minutes each for roughing. Time
So
penalty,
roughing
Scott
minors to
9
Kelly
seconds.
and Barrett.
Lehigh penalty number 9,
So we
Alex
skate
Kelly.
4-on-4.
Patriots
Fergus
penalty number 12,
not
Christian
able to
Barrett,
advance
2
it over the
minutes for
line.
roughing at 12:09.
Thomas dove to try to keep it in the other way. A shot blocked by Willie. Puck to the line, not out. Lapsley had it bounce off of his stick. Avoids the hit from Ehlers. Willie trying to work ahead to Thomas, couldn't, as Behar got in the way. Shot blocked. Fergus curls back to his own end. Cam Smith just over the boards. A minute to go on the 4-on-4. Fergus for Smith. Took a bump from O'Shea. Puck out to center, skating in now. 1-on-1 is Mock. A shot blocked by Ehlers. Centering pass, Mock couldn't settle it down. Smith to skate it the other way. Smith over the line with speed. To the backhand, a shot stopped by Spire. Rebound cleared out of harm's way by Grice. Scharf to throw it back down low. Gathered in by Grant. Ahead, Mock over the line. Back to Grant, right back to Mock. Lost the puck in his skates, then a shot from O'Shea misses the net. Smith to center. Alley tried to break in with it, but it was knocked off his stick by Grice. Now breaking in the other way, here's John O'Shea. He gets taken down from behind by Contos. We'll see if we might have a penalty shot. It's a slashing call. So no penalty shot. It's Contos to the box for slashing at 14-14.
Timeout, Lehigh.
So timeout taken by Lehigh. We'll take a quick one here as well with 5:46 left on the clock here in the third period. You're watching George Mason Patriots hockey. Play back on the Mountain Hawks to the power play with 5:46 left on the clock as Tim Contos sits for slashing. Here's Senesi. Goes to the corner for O'Shea. Sean Grant up on top for Senesi. Winds up a shot. Believe that one hit Grice, and it'll be cleared off the boards towards the empty net as Ben Spire's gone to the bench in favor of the extra skater. So a 6-on-4 power play for Lehigh Over the line, now Grant will dump it down low for Grice. Alley will clear this one all the way down and just wide of the open cage. Now giving chase is Price. A wraparound, and he scores! Empty net, short-handed goal for Matt Price. Patriots restore the 4-goal lead at 7-3. Price wins the face-off. Willie will clear it all the way down. Behind the net, Michigan. He'll skate this one out. So Alley, the lone assist on the empty net, short-handed goal by Matt Price. Willie around the boards, held in by Michigan. Plays it off the wall for Lapsley. Shot blocked. Regathers, throws it off the boards down low. Behar tied up along the wall with Willie. Michigan, a shot pad save by Rusnak. Big rebound. A shot pass off the stick of Mason Schick. Pass to the point. Schick, a shot. And Willie got over to block that one off the stick of Dorer. We have a penalty behind the play, a cross check. As Nick Willie goes off at 16:04. Andrew Esposito on the face-off, but it's won by Stephen Thomas. Puck around the wall, not out, held in by the skate of Goyer. A shot and a save off the stick of O'Shea. Rusnak shuts the door with 3:48 to go, so 2 seconds of 5-on-3 time, then Contos will exit the penalty box, and it will be a minute 50 remaining of 5-on-4. Puck to the corner off the draw. Chapman not able to clear. Contos out of the box. Tie up in the corner. Grant tried to throw it out in front, hit a leg, and it's covered by Rusnak at the side of the net. .331 left on the clock in the third period. Patriots have restored their 4-goal lead. Mountain Hawks win the faceoff. Michigan for O'Shea at the faceoff circle. Dorer, pass across for Michigan. Up on top for O'Shea. Rister, believe that hit the skate of Chapman in front. Don't think that got through to Rusnak. Tie up along the back wall. Here's Dorer. Drops it off for O'Shea, returns it to Dorer. Rister blocked by Chapman. Puck pinballing around. Now it's pushed to the corner. O'Shea for Dorer. A pass across. Michigan in front, a shot. They score! A power play goal for Chris Dorer. Mountain Hawks will go down fighting as they get back to within 3 at 7-4. on the man advantage at 17-12. Willie had it roll off of his stick. Esposito backtracks for Schick. Scharf at center, right onto the blade of Mock. Puck to the far corner. Spire to the bench for the extra skater once again. Price tried to backhand it down to the Hawk zone. It was blocked. Buckholz shot blocked by Esposito. Mock at center. Now over the Mason line. Throws it down low. Esposito off the wall for Mock. Goes to the point for Goyer. A shot wide of the net. Karam off the board. Sticked aside by Rusnak. Esposito towards the line. Schick. A shot blocked by Buckholz. Goyer didn't get anything on that attempt. Mock over to rescue the puck though. Off the stick of Grant. Mock had a stick knocked away. Scharf will just dump this one in off the wall. Price shot towards the net was blocked. Then Goyer there to knock it away from the empty net. Puck comes free. Scharf, a wrister off the post. The other way was off the stick of Dorer. Whistle delayed offside as Pat Fergus appeared to be in some discomfort behind the play. So this faceoff will come back down to the Mason end. A minute 22 left on the clock. Faceoff actually in the neutral zone. Towards the empty net, Ehlers shoots it just wide, and that'll be icing. A minute 15 to go in this one. 75 seconds, all that separates the Patriots from their first home win of the season. Kontos will take the draw against Behar. Behar got the first goal for Lehigh. Behar plays it towards the corner. Grice tied up along the wall with Ehlers. Jam away at it. And now here's McClellan. Shot off a stick. Mishkin tried to come up with it, knocked away by Kontos. Centering pass. Puck bouncing around. Mishkin able to keep it in at the line. Good unload. Now it's sent around the wall, but not out as McClellan kept it in. Plays it towards the corner for Behar. Grice goes back to the point, off the skate of McClellan over the line. Fergus off the wall. Thomas backhands it towards the empty net and missed. Thomas was looking for a hat trick of his own. This one sent all the way down on net, stopped by the stick of Rusnak. Chapman with 10 seconds left. Off the stick of Fergus, over the line. Mishkin, 5 seconds. Plays it to the line. Grice to backhand it in, and that's how this one ends. The George Mason Patriots, a 7-4 victory over the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Patriots win 7-4, as we'll wait for the announcement of the Microsoft 3 stars.
Microsoft 3 stars of the game. Third star of the game with 1 goal and 1 assist for your Patriots, number 74, Cam Smith. Second star of the game with 2 goals and 1 assist for your Patriots, number 15, Stephen Thomas. And your first star of the game with 3 goals, number 21,
All right, your Microsoft stars of the game. The third star with a goal and a helper, the senior Cam Smith. Second star, 2 goals and a helper, Stephen Thomas, as he's been a great addition to this Mason team. First star of the game with the hat trick, the captain, Tim Kontos.
January 29th, as they take on the
So they'll be right back in action tomorrow afternoon, 1:40 puck drop as the Duquesne Dukes will come here to the Prince William Ice Center. And I'll have the call for that one. So the final score for the final time tonight, the George Mason Patriots 7, the Lehigh Mountain Hawks 4. And I'm Justin Richards saying good night from Woodbridge.